So I think it's about time that we fall back in love with makeup tutorials here on YouTube. Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is the 2025 It Girl makeup look. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're a returner, thank you for stopping by once again. I'm just going ahead to prime my skin. I'm using my primer from MUA Cosmetics. This primer is so hydrating and so plumpy. It makes your makeup last and stick to your face all day long. I'm also going to use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer as well. If you're looking to get into eyeshadow, you need to be using an eyeshadow primer. Otherwise, if you've got oily lids like myself, the eyeshadow is just going to slide right off, or it's going to get so messy and oily throughout the day. And that when I apply this eyeshadow primer with a brush, it just doesn't blend into my skin that well. But if I use my fingers to sort of apply it, it blends seamlessly. Like, I think the heat from my hand sort of melts the product into my eyelids. And of course, we want a seamless, application. Now that skin prep is done, we're going to go ahead with the eyebrows. I'm using this e.l.f. Cosmetics eyebrow pencil in deep brown. It's not as brown as I would love it to be, but it's a bit too cool for my liking, but I still use it anyway. I'm just going to apply a bit of powder, translucent powder on my eyebrow, so just to make sure the eye pencil can glide on smoothly without any difficulties. So I just go ahead and short strokes to sort of fill in my brows. I'm not really doing too much because I do have brow hairs, but they're just very sparse, so I'm just filling in the areas where it seems like there is no hair, just to make sure it looks like I've got hair there. So take your time with this step. You don't want to rush it, otherwise your brows gonna look crazy. The brows is the first thing you're going to see, so try your best to take your time at this stage. Remember, eyebrows are not twins, they're sisters, so they can look different. Like, my left eyebrow does not look the same as my right eyebrows, and that's okay, as long as they still look good in their own way. That's all that matters. The other side of the eyebrow pencil has got a brush, so I just take that part to just brush my brows, brush it into my ears, just to make sure that it doesn't look like I've actually gone in and drawn on my brows. And that looks so much better than it was before. So now it's time to conceal the brows. So I'm using the concealer from Too Faced in shade Warm Sand to sort of highlight the bottom part of my brows. I usually just do the half part of it and then just concentrate the product there, and then let that sit for a few moments and before going in to blend it out. What I like about this step is if you've made any mistakes before with the eyebrow pencil, you can sort of clean it up with the concealer. So don't rush it, take your time, make sure the product is on there what it's supposed to be. Take a fluffy concealer brush and then you just go ahead and press that in place, blending that out just to make sure it doesn't look like you've got a line there. Just blend that in until you're satisfied with how it looks. See, as a beginner, you have no business doing your base first, because that's a recipe for disaster if you're looking to do eyeshadow, because the eyeshadow fallout, you can get product on your face and then your base is then ruined. So make sure you do your eyebrow first. If you're doing eyeshadow, do your eyeshadow first before going to do your base, because then you can just finish your look and you're good to go. The eyeshadow, I'm using my bright matte eyeshadow palette from Beauty Bay, and this is amazing. If you are into colors, you want to do colorful eyeshadows, you want to get creative with your eyeshadow, this is a starting palette for you. It would be amazing to have this palette, but I'm just using the brown and the black today because I don't want to do too much on the eyes. So this step that I'm doing now, you can also use a dark bronzer. If you're using a bronzer, you can use the bronzer just all over the lid as well. So you can pick one color and just apply that to your lid, do a quick eyeliner, Guys want a eyeliner tutorial, please let me know, because I know it can be tricky to do your eyeliner. So I try to start off at the end, and then I make sure my eyes are open, and then I connect the lines. I think it's easier to just see what I'm doing than to explain it. And also start off thin. So you want the eyebrow first to make it as thin as possible, and then build it up, because you don't want to like make it too thick and then it's too hard to then make it thin, if that makes sense. So just start off small and then you add on to it. I wanted the eyebrows, the eyeliner to look super sharp, and this is what I went with. So it's time for lashes. These lashes are from TikTok shop. If you do not follow me on TikTok, make sure you follow me on TikTok. I will be sharing the link to the lashes that I used on here. And honestly, they are so fluffy and so amazing. It's beautiful. Today I'm also using the foundation from Too Faced. This is in shade Spice Rum and Tiramisu. Unfortunately, neither of them are my color at the moment. I tried mixing them and it's a bit dark because these are my summer shades. Again, in the summer I am tanner, I'm darker. In the winter I lose my melanin and I'm a bit lighter, and my foundation tends to like not match then. But I'm going to make it work. So if you are like me, just don't fret, okay? You can still make it work. So I applied the foundation still. I think I used Spice Rum. I applied it all over my face just to make sure I've got a base. And then going in back again with the concealer shade in Warm Sand, I just applied the concealer in the areas where I would like to conceal. So I'm going a bit heavy with the concealer today because the foundation is quite darker than my skin. So that would give me some sort of a balance when I blend it out later on. Otherwise, if I just applied just a little bit of concealer, it would not show that much of a difference compared to the foundation. I don't know if that makes sense, but when I blend it out, you will see. Before I go ahead to blend my concealer, I'm just going to spray my face. This is a mattifying satin mist from Studio London. It's quite good for using in between. I don't think it holds my makeup as much when I'm finished doing my makeup, but it's amazing when you need to blend concealer. It just helps that to melt into your skin seamlessly. So I take my time. I'm using a beauty puff here to sort of blend that in. You can use a beauty blender, you can use a sponge. To be honest, I think it depends on what I have available to me, or the closest thing to me. That's what I use. If I have a beauty blender, I'll use that straight away. If I have a brush, I'll use the brush, and yeah. But just take your time. You don't want to rush it and make a mistake, so it's best to do it slowly. We're not rushing, okay? We have time. We're okay on time. Wanted a bit of a darker contour or bronzer effect, I went back in with my other deeper shade concealer from Too Faced as well. Guys, if you're watching this, it's about time we work something, baby. Okay, I love you. So this is in shade Sybil, and honestly, in the summertime, this is my contour shade or bronzer shade or whatever you call it. But in the winter, this doesn't really do much. So I'm just going to have to bust out my Made by Mitchell deep palette that I got to sort of bronze and contour my face a bit more, because this was not really doing much. This was just blending into my foundation. This blush gave everything it had to give and more. And a little goes a long way. I love it. And one thing about it stains my brushes. So I only use this tiny little brush for it. And honestly, I've washed the brush so many times, it still looks pink. Like I said, it's whatever is closest to me. So the beauty blender came out and I'm just using the bottom of it to blend that blush into my skin, just to make sure it looks seamless. Like, I just want to press that in. Take your time, because you don't want the product to just sit on your face. You want the product to be blended into your skin so it looks seamless. Okay, so now we go ahead, finish off the concealer blending, just making sure you're blending it lightly and just taking your time. Look up if you need to get under your eye so it doesn't crease underneath. Just make sure you're doing that, going back and forth if you need to. Take your time. Because I'm a UK babe, so I want a bit of a lighter under eye, I'm just going to get an e.l.f. concealer. I think this is Ivory, I think, the shade, I don't remember. But just put a dot just underneath the eye just to give it a bright look. Just blend that in place, looking up again, making sure there's no creases when you're blending this in. Once you're done blending that, with the leftover on the triangle puff, you just use that to sort of define your cheekbone a bit more. If you're like me and you have a more of a round face, you don't really have that much of a cheekbone effect, so this is perfect to sort of give you that definition there on the cheeks a bit. So go ahead using the darker shade in the Made by Mitchell Deep palette to sort of contour my nose slightly. I'm not really doing too much of contouring, just lightly, just to give my nose a bit of a, definition. If you watch my last video, you know what's coming, and if you've not watched it, why not go watch it. So I've started to use a pressed powder before using my loose powder. And honestly, this has really elevated my under eye game. Like, my under eye doesn't crease as much as it used to before. It's more seamless. Like, it's just stays wherever I put the product, it stays on there. So looking up, and right before you use the pressed powder, you just go ahead, make sure you blend away any creases that you might see, and then just go in with the pressed powder, just pressing that into the under eye and setting it as well. Again, with the other eye, before you go in, take your powder puff or your brush or whatever, blend the concealer seamlessly first. Make sure there's no creases. Look at it if you need to. And then once you're done blending, again, get your pressed powder and also press that into the under eye. I do love me Maybelline Fit Me powder as well. It's really amazing. I have that, I think it's shade Neutral Beige or Natural Beige. And that is really nice as well. The pressed powder is done. It's time for my loose powder. I am in love with this powder. I think this powder is so slowly, let me just say slowly, stealing me away from Huda Beauty powder, because Huda Beauty powder is the OG for me. This one is a new purchase and so far no complaints. Okay, one size, come to the front. Again, doing the same thing, just pressing that in place just to set my under eye. Once I put the powder on, just looking up, making sure there's no creases or anything at all, because at this stage there shouldn't be any creases. If there's creases at this stage, you've done something wrong. Okay, as I want to also bake a little bit, I'm going to add a bit more powder and then just leave that on for a bit while the under eye is setting. I'm going to finish off the rest of the face. put pressed powder on my forehead. I'm going to use some of the loose powder that is left on the powder puff to sort of set my forehead as well. And I'm going to set just my nose, the tip of my nose and the middle of my nose where I concealed, just to, make it a bit highlighted. I do also like to set my cheekbone area, but I really do not leave the powder on for too long. So I just apply the powder, just, contouring my cheekbone a bit, and then once immediately after I'm done, I go in with a brush to sort of brush it out. Bronzer, it's a trio from one size and I love it. It's so pigmented. I feel like this is going to last me forever because it's so pigmented. So I'm just placing the bronzer in the areas where I want my face to seem warmer, to sort of contour my face. So wherever I put contour, that's where I put the bronzer as well. And you can see it's not a drastic difference, but it does something to the face. Of course, you cannot forget your double chin area, okay? If you want your jawline to look sharp and you want to cut people left, right, center, make sure you don't skip this step. And if you're like me, you have a double chin, do not skip it. It's a necessity. Because Uche has influenced me to be doing wolfy vibes, that's what she calls it. So I take a round brush with the bronzer and then I just sort of blend that into where my eyebrow meet my nose to sort of give me that wolfy brows look. Oh, I don't know if that's even a word, but that's what she calls it and that's what I'm calling it, okay? Be alarmed if it looks scary and crazy at first. Don't worry at all. You can just go back with a bit of powder to sort of blend that out so it doesn't look too crazy. So I'm going to be putting white liner on my waterline just to give me that bright looking under eye. I feel like this will be coming back in 2021, so watch this space, okay? I'm a trendsetter. You see how that instantly made my eye pop? I feel like this is amazing. Nella Rose used to do this a lot, but I think recently she stopped, but she used to be the queen of white eyeliner. And I loved the looks then, even though they were a bit excessive, but they were cute. Listen, we don't judge, okay? But I judge. This blush palette I got from Makeup Revolution. I don't even remember when, but I know I've had it for ages and it's beat down. But the blush is still amazing. It's the beautifulest, if that's even a word, blush palette that I've ever had. And that deep shade is amazing. I cannot even say the name of the shade anymore, but it gives such a nice blushy pink look, and it's almost like it's red but it comes off as pink on my skin. Amazing. See, over here we get our money's worth. We're not going to rush and buy a new product, okay? While I was doing all that, this setting powder under my eyes has done its job, so I'm just going to go ahead, get a powder brush and just sort of dust the excess off and just blend everything into my face just to make sure it's seamless. We want it to look clean. The excess, I also go ahead and just sort of powder my entire face just to make sure I'm diffusing that bronzer a bit, diffusing the contour, just blend everything out. Because I went a bit crazy here, I'm just getting a skin shade powder from MAC Cosmetics and I'm just blending that cheekbone. And the MAC powder is in shade NC45. So because I want my under eye to sort of have a bit of dimension, I'm just going to take that same brown shadow that I used from that Beauty Bay palette. I'm just taking that to sort of deepen my under eye so it doesn't just look like I've just got a white line and that's it. So you can see it does make a difference. We're just making sure everything ties in together. Just blending everything in, just diffusing the blush, diffusing the bronzer, the contour. Make sure everything meets. There is no line of demarcation between anything, really. Time to set the face. I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This setting spray is amazing. Like, I'm running out. Like, I need to already buy another one. But I've not got money for that. I'm deliberate when I use my setting spray. Okay, I spray it until my spirit tells me to stop spraying it. After that is dried down, I'm going in with my Urban Decay fixing spray, and this is amazing. So I just make sure I spray my face to my heart desire, and then I let that dry again. Because I want my under eye to be matte, I'm just going to take a bit of powder and just press that into my under eye, just to make sure I bring that matteness back into my under eye. Lashes on, I'm really just putting mascara on my bottom lashes, and I'm using the Sky Eye mascara, and honestly it's so tiny that it picks each individual hairs on my face, and I love that. Now it's my second favorite part of the makeup application process, which is the lip combo. If you know me, you know me and MAC Chestnut go together real bad. Lately I've been feeling like it's a bit too light for me. I know they do have other shades that I could get, but I'm looking to get more affordable brown lip liner that are, you know, black girl friendly. So watch the space. I'll be posting some lip liner finds if I do find some. So I'm just going to go ahead, line my lip, take a brush, and then just blend that in. Just making sure the line is not too harsh because I want it to sort of be a blended lip combo. So today we're doing a nude combo. I'm getting my Maybelline Vinyl lipstick, and this thing stays on your lip. Once you've put it on and it dries down completely, it's minimum transfer. After I've put that on, I go in with my NYX or NYX Cosmetic lipstick as well, Shine Loud lipstick. If you use this lipstick, you know that once it dries, it don't move. Okay, it don't move, and you put that little glossy gloss action on top of it. Oof, beautiful. I have no idea why my camera decided to not focus then, but it's back in focus now. So I'm just going to go back in with the lip liner again, just to make sure that there's definition on there and my lip is looking defined and it's not just looking like one color. One thing about me, I'm gonna tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie, okay? I'll not tell you that this lipstick, once it dries, it does not move. Did I not tell you? I thought so. This pink gloss from Armani Beauty, and honestly, I really didn't like it much. I think I will be using it if I'm doing a pink combo, but I think it made the lip a bit too pink to my liking. I wanted it to be more nudie than what it gave me. I'm not mad at it, but next time I will be using this for a pinky lip combo. You can see that looks pink. Again, I don't know what I was expecting. It's a pink lip gloss. Of course it's gonna be pink. Ignore that part. So I applied a bit of gloss on the liner part just to make sure that it stays, it does not move. And honestly, until I took this look down, this lip combo held up good. It's like the little applicator that comes with this lipstick on the lip gloss side, because it allows you to just put the gloss just on the liner bit of your lip. And voila, here is the final look. I think this is your Eat Girl 2025 makeup look. Let me know what you think, and if you do follow this tutorial, comment down below to let me know if it worked out for you. Watch up to now and you've not subscribed. Why have you not subscribed? Go ahead, I'll give you some minutes. Go subscribe. Make sure you turn on the bell notification, like this video, and of course I shall see you guys in my next one. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support, and I shall see you in my next one. Peace and love.